So we got some more parts in for the Mustang last night, but my wife teased me by sending pictures of them. So thank you, Mallory. So anyway, what we got is we got a steering wheel kit, well, a steering column kit for the Mustang. Wow, they sure are slamming a lot of crap around over there. So we're gonna take a look at it. I've got everything laid out here, and so what the hell are we doing? Let's get on with it, right? So let me kind of move that down. Okay. So what I done is I went with Motion Raceworks SN95 column kit, and I ordered the column, steering wheel, the U-joint, then the other U-joint for the rack, for the manual rack, and I ordered the double dimpled stock. So we're fixing to take a look at that stuff, see what the quality looks like. I'm going to tell you, I've already opened all this stuff up and took a look at it last night, and it looks freaking awesome. So we're going to get to installing this thing in the car here after we get done with this, looking at everything, and yeah, then we'll look at what it looks like all inside the car. So first thing you're going to get is you're going to get the column itself, and this has a strange engineering focus. It's got a strange engineering quick release hub, which I thought was pretty cool. So it'll actually come off, and it is powder coated. And it's got like a little locking collar down here at the very, very back. So powder coating was freaking awesome on this thing. It's not scratched up or anything. It's got the strange, back to the strange quick release. It is a 5-bolt. So that came with the kit. I went ahead and ordered the all black GT Grant 13-inch wheel, and I don't know if Motion Raceworks has this thing specifically made for just them, but I've never seen one like that. I thought it was pretty neat. At least the gripping here on the side is a lot different than a lot of the other ones I've saw, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it came with the U-joints. So this is going to be for the actual shaft to the double D, 3/4 double D shaft. So that was all with the kit. Oh, forgot the horn button. It does come with a Motion Raceworks like horn button. So focus. For some reason it's not focusing. Oh, let's jet back here for a minute. There we go. But it came with that as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. Neat little addition to it. Come with new stainless steel hardware for the bolts right here that actually bolt to the piece right there. Now, I did have to buy another piece to make all this work because on the U-joint it is drilled. So I had to go buy a 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch grade 8 bolt, and I got a nylon lock nut on that as well. I think that cost me 62 cents. I mean, there's the double dimpled shaft, and I believe this thing is 14 inches long. Let me find my tape measure and we will double check that. Milwaukee tools, best tools in the business. Just saying. Yes, it is right at 14 inches. Right at it. So that's cool. Then I bought another U-joint to connect to my rack, my manual rack and pinion. So it looks like it's gonna fit in there. Perfect. So I think that's really, really cool. So really, my overview of this thing, man, this thing's badass. And just point blank period. This thing is freaking cool looking. And the quality is really, really nice. And we go back to the steering shaft, or the steering column itself. The welds right there are really nice. And it also came with the SFI approved quick release hub. So I thought, for the money this thing lists for, it's well worth it. I mean, it's a really good looking kit. Now, does it fit? I don't know yet. I haven't put it in the car. So, you know, things could change whenever I go to put it in the car. I don't know. So, all right. This is where the steering column used to be. Let me kind of readjust you here so you can maybe see what the heck is going on. Yeah. So this is where the steering column used to be. So there is 6 bolts, or well, 6 nuts to hold this thing in. You got the 4, I believe these are 13 millimeters. Then you've got, I believe these are 10s. I'm not quite sure. I can't really remember because I pulled this thing out like a couple days ago. So yeah, you'll drop that out. You'll take those off of these. There's like 4 studs in here. And matter of fact, I'll just show you them if I can pick the camera up without messing it up. And you'll see there are 4 studs. There's 2. There's 1 there. Where's that? Right there it is. 1 there, 1 at the back. Then 1 at the very, very back of the car. Right up there where that hole's at. There's 2 back there. Yeah, right in that area. So, yeah. So yeah, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go get the other column, and we're gonna slap that thing in there. Heck yeah. And you will have to remove a bracket right here. That is gonna be this bracket, and that's got all my wideband stuff hooked on it right now. So I just dropped it out of the way just for right now. I will clean all this wiring up here later on. I'm not really too worried about that right now, because the whole car is going to get rewired anyway. So we'll figure that out as we go. Now, let's install this beast. See how well it fits. Should slide right in place. Oh, let me get in here so I can see what I'm doing. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we're going to take our 13mm nuts, run them up inside there as far as we can get them by hand. Kind of hold that thing up. Like I said, do not worry about all the wiring. All that stuff will be replaced. Yes, sir. All right, let me get my brapper and we'll get after it. I believe those are 13s. And it looks like I am. Right. Okay. So snug those up real good. Now we're going to throw our 10mm down here at the very, very back. There's where it passes through the firewall. We will now put them on. There's one. There's two. Final tighten all this stuff. All right, switch over my 10. It actually might be a 12. I'm pretty sure it might be. Beautiful. Brake, push down. And beautiful. So let's take a good look at it now. Turn my camera around without dropping it. My wife's over there saying if I drop it, I'm a dead man. So yeah, I got a huge mess down there. But I kind of like it. I kind of like the way it looks. I might come in and put the trim piece back in here and maybe put like a piece of carbon fiber to kind of box it in. But I don't know, I kind of like the racy look like that. I don't know yet. Let's go look at the front. See what we think. Yeah. I kind of like it. So there's where we're going from. And there's the steering shaft right there. So now we get to start putting the actual D stock in, the double dimpled stock, or I call it a double D stock. So we're going to start putting that in. I'm going to check my splines for my manual rack, make sure that stuff's good. We should have some steering. So we got to center the rack, so I'm fixing to put you back up on a tripod and we'll start centering the rack up. So there's a way that I do it that gets it pretty close. So yeah, let's try that now. So I'll be back here in just a second.